we were talking obviously about like the various upheavals at Marvel, because it kind of feels like everything's falling apart with them right now, and including Kang the Conqueror, who was going to be, like we were repeatedly told, he is the new Thanos. He is going to be the big bad going forward. And we've had, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now of trying to build this guy up, and it's ultimately gone absolutely nowhere. And I think they've reached the point where, for various reasons, they've pretty much abandoned him. This is a report from CBR saying Marvel Studios is planning to abandon Jonathan Majors' Kang storyline. A new report suggests that Marvels might be dropping Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror as the main villain of the multiverse saga, partly due to his legal troubles, obviously, and partly because the character has been so poorly received, because they've absolutely fumbled him
at every step. I buy that second part. He's certainly poorly received for us, but like everything they've been doing has been poorly received for us. Like there's barely anything we like that they do. The general public, I mean, you guys saw it. There was loads of like dick sucking for his performance and his contributions and the excitement he's going to bring. When we were all just like, what are you talking about? Like, the professional clown thing. Like it's the Emperor's New Clothes shit. We just like, did he just announce that it's a good character because he knows how to play a clown and everyone's clapping? Like, what world am I in?
Well, I didn't see much like enthusiasm amongst just normal people. Like, sure, in the entertainment media complex, they're absolutely fawning over him because he's everything that they want to see.
That's what I'm saying, though.
They're just paid for.
There's no real oomph for like anything they're doing in like real people circles. Most of the real people I've spoken to don't even know. The best thing about the Marvels, I think, is the fact that most people I've spoken to aren't like plugged in, don't even know it's coming or it's out. They're just like, huh? Somehow their marketing hasn't even gotten to some of these people. But the point I'm trying to make is just that, like, I feel like that's all smokescreen. It's almost exclusively the legal stuff that they're probably dropping him. If it weren't for that, they'd be like,
so
because like. It wouldn't be a better choice if there was no legal stuff going on. Imagine they announced like Kang's not working apparently, so we're just going to scrub all of that storyline and throw a different guy in. It's like, what?
Well, apparently Jeff Loveness, who is the writer for the Quantumania, but also the Kang Dynasty.
Didn't he get moved off that project?
Yep, that's what I was about to say. He's been booted from that project.
Well, like a while ago, though.
Well, yeah, they were saying like, why has he been like booted off it? It says apparently he was all wrapped up in this Kang storyline, and they're likely going to be moving away from that. So the general consensus is that Kang is no longer a viable villain. I don't know who they could possibly replace him with at this point, like halfway through the process. But he's kind of done. And to be honest, I don't disagree with the idea of getting rid of him, because like he was never a threatening villain. Like we've discussed before, the idea that there's like a million of him out there in the multiverse, that's not threatening, because like we can't really wrap our minds around the idea of like duplicates of a person like ad infinitum, as opposed to like just one super dangerous threat personified in someone like Thanos. And two, like the way they've portrayed him, he's been defeated by a female Loki who was only existing in a Disney Plus show. He's been defeated by
socialist ants.
Yes, socialist ants, basically. Not even Ant-Man himself, but like a bunch of ants that just evolved slightly. That's all we've got from this character.
Well, don't forget he was shot by wasps, little blasters. So
yeah. I mean, just an absolute waste of a character, a waste of a threat. I don't know what you could do with him to salvage him at this point.
Well, Jonathan Majors is a shit actor as well. If you see Loki, he just stutters. That's his like character. Oh, it's awful. He just overacts. And like High Evolutionary came out a month after Quantumania, and he was just way better, because everyone was going, Jonathan Majors is like this great actor. Then the guy who plays High Evolutionary come out and just way better in every way.
He was really good. Because he was super invested in what he was doing. Like he really, you felt the emotion from that guy.
We also had a writer creating scenes for him to be able to act in, while Jonathan Majors has had Waldron and Loveness, who I consider two of the worst writers working right now. So it sucks in terms of like getting him stuff to work with. But at the same time, I don't think you're wrong in terms of like I've never really been impressed with Majors'
That's
stuff.
stuttering in Loki. He's going
the Loki stuff is cringe, yeah.
It's so bad. He was a fucking
Well, dude, we
piece
saw
of
the
shit.
after credits in Quantumania where he's like, "We will destroy the Avengers."
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck
Gay
is that?
cyborg, Chinese guy with a bad throat. What else he played? Egyptian. We was Kang's guy.
Egyptian, yeah.
Yeah. That's literally his 3 roles and all terrible.
Then when you get the arena full of Kangs, like they're all beaming in and they're going like, yeah, whoa!
Yeah, what was
It's
that about? I guess we'll never get our answers on that.
It's just it's goofy, it's ridiculous, and it just plays into this whole idea again that the more you duplicate a villain, the more you dilute the threat that he poses.
Yep.
So
Do you think it's a fraternity of Kangs? And he just like make them stand on beer kegs and drink upside down. They don't actually do anything.
That at least would be fun. There would be something you could do with that. This is just like an absolute waste.
I was actually going to say though, I remember there was rumors about how the big thing about you remember they talk about like how Thanos was the protagonist of Infinity War and how that gives it an edge. A super interesting film, blah blah blah. I think they were looking to recreate that element by having Kang be invested in trying to stop Doctor Strange, who's gotten out of control thanks to incursions, multiversal travel, and that it was going to be those two pitted against each other, and that's why it was going to be complicated as to whether or not Kang is definitively evil and stuff. So now I'm wondering if that was ever actually the thing. If they're removing Kang, do you think they'll just move to having Evil Strange be the bad guy for the Avengers films? Because they haven't really set up like a Doom or a Mephisto or a Galactus.
I don't think Evil Strange has been built up enough.
No, nothing. If we remove Kang, we've got nothing built up. So,
especially in one of the films, it's called Kang Dynasty.
I don't think it will be
Kang Dynasty, and Doctor Doom shows up. You go, what?
I fucking pick like a D tier villain, like have Agatha Harkness be like the overarching villain of this whole thing. Why not?
Hasn't this show been renamed 3 times? It's like Covering of Chaos, the Diary of Darkness, Nobody Gives a Shit, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the best title.
Contractually obligated spin-off.
Well, they do have the Secret War or the Secret Invasion, but it's just the Skrulls are so fucking lame. They don't even seem like a threat.
I was honestly happy to see them all get wiped out in the Marvels. I was like, these people are fucking idiots anyway. So like, we're doing the universe a favor.
Yep. You have to make villains intimidating, and no villain's been intimidating since Thanos. Like not even kind of. And Thanos was like evil as hell. I mean, he had like all roads to hell's paved with good intentions, right?
The
Avengers version of Thanos was so fucking watered down, it was disgusting. Yeah, but my God,
for normies, right? But like when you
normies can't even take pronouns, for God's sakes.
The issue is everything every single villain has to have some kind of like redeeming storyline. Like they always have a flashback or a reason why.
Yeah, which is annoying.
In Infinity War worked because it was like almost Thanos you could see as the protagonist of that story. That was his story, and he got his happy ending at the end of Infinity War. And it's like, okay, fine, I don't agree with his methods, but like I can at least understand what he was trying to accomplish. It makes him kind of interesting. It inspires some kind of discussion. Yeah. Like with Dar-Ben, for example, from the Marvels. What the fuck was her?
Bad writing. That's the fuck Dar-Ben was. Jesus Christ. Like, they kill off Dar-Ben in the stupidest way possible. Nothing mattered. And now Dar-Ben's dead. There goes your shot to have, like, the war with the Shi'ar Empire, the X-Men, you stupid. Jeez.
But it's like, she needed both Bangles to be safe, and both Bangles killed her.
Yep. And then... yeah, like the fight between her and Captain Marvel, I was like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel any hint of emotion in this fight because like you've got no history together.
Well, they kind of have like a slapdash history. Captain Marvel goes in, kicks some ass, takes out the AI, and rocks falling.
Yeah, but that's flashbacks, and they had no direct interaction with each other throughout this whole story.
Well, the actions of Captain Marvel fucked her planet, so you could always look at that as being a reason for being upset. And I won't make any sort of political sort of connections.
And he didn't. No, it was great. It all worked out in the end. Yeah. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is the screenshot of her face when it's all fat and round and she's smiling.
With the what was up with the teeth too? That really
I
bothered
don't know. Did they ever explain?
She
the
like
grill?
had a rapper's grill. I don't understand.
Be intimidating.
I think so. Yeah.
When I watched the trailer, I thought she was deaf. Like I thought that
Because-
her character was because she sounded like a deaf person when they talk, and I was like, oh, is she deaf? Is that like who they're going for now? Like I don't know how this works anymore.
Watching her try to swing that hammer, like Ronan the Accuser, like I assume this hammer was just like plastic thing and it was like empty, but even then she was still struggling with it. You can see like she was having to work really hard to lift it up, and like it just looks so sad, man. It's like her fight scenes were so slow and so clunky and just so awkward.
Everything
Like,
about the
didn't-
movie is slow and clunky.